Hello, VC. It's Friday, and I like Ron Anderson's thread, or whatever you want to call it, about a record that no one else in the VC owns. Got some nice feedback on the video I made yesterday, and so it prompted me to do another one today, since it's like I do have a few records that I'm curious if other people own. So yesterday I showed Achim Reichel. I put it away. And some people on Facebook said that they have copies, but no one's still showing it. So I know that on Discogs that those listings are from people's record collections. So I see other copies of Achim Reichel's Echo on Discogs, but I'd like to have somebody actually show me their copy. I'd like to see that. Still haven't. So my next entry, because I do think I'll do a few of these. I think it's an interesting premise, and I would love to see more people get involved. As a matter of fact, this would probably be a thread that I would find myself watching if more people get involved. And if you do, send me a link to your video, because I'm curious what people think they have that no one else has and what that might be. So I have a 45 today that I understand is very rare, and I have a story behind it too. But today's entry for a record that no one else has is LA Carnival, Blind Man, and the B-side is Color. LA Carnival was a soul band out of Omaha, Nebraska, my hometown. And I used to go and I knew these guys. Know these people still. I don't see them, but my dad was a musician. My mom was too, but my dad was a well-known local musician in Omaha, actually in the Midwest. And so he was involved. He was in a lot of bands. He was a teacher. He had a music studio for a while. And so everybody knew him. So LA Carnival, for a time, I guess it was the late 60s, beginning of the 70s, they were the hot band for soul music in Omaha. And someone else who knows this history can tell it better, because they came out of the New Breed and Les Smith's Soul Review and stuff. But they endeavored to make their first record, which ended up being this record, Blind Man, Color, on a local label, Pacific Avenue. Now, my understanding is that they only pressed up 50 copies of this record. I don't know, but that's what I hear, is that there's only 50 copies were pressed. The story is that I used to go see the band play when they would play live for free in the parks and stuff, but I also got to see them play at my house because they would jam with my dad. And so these guys who went on to become the band, Kraken and Les Smith, who wrote with Doobie Brothers, I remember them from childhood, you know. Chudikoff, Rick Chudikoff, is that the name? I get their names mixed up, but I sort of remember these people. Anyway, they were so jazzed about making this record that when they got it, they invited my dad down to the studio where they recorded it to present him with a copy. They really wanted my dad to have a copy, and they wanted to give it to him personally. Now, at the time, I was maybe 12 or 13. And my dad already knew how crazy I was about music and records. So when this opportunity came up, he asked if I would like to go with him to the studio, and I jumped at the chance, of course. So it was my first time in a real recording studio, which was very exciting. And I got to be there as they excitedly presented this record to my dad, which I can partially actually remember in my memory, because it was a very exciting day. And what was interesting is that almost as soon as we left the studio and got in the car, my dad hands me the record and says, "Here, this is for you. I know that in time this will mean more to you than it does to me." And boy, did he know what he was saying, you know. It's really true. I've sold a lot of records over the years, a lot of records, and this is one that I've never sold partially because of the story I just told, where it came from, my dad. It's also a good record. It's also in decent shape. This is also in pretty decent shape. A local record collector recently found a copy of this. It doesn't look like it's in as good a shape as mine, so I've actually now seen another copy of the record in recent times. He won't tell people what he paid for it. I think he found it. I think he got it for a steal. But I have been offered as much as $700 plus for this record already, and I turned it down. Could I use $700? Yes. Is it worth that to me right now? No. This record is worth more than $700 to me to own. And so, does someone else have a copy of this? Can you show it? Would you please show it? I have gone on the listings, Discogs. I'll do it again actually after this, just to see what the latest is, because it might be different. I can't find listings for this record. I can't remember the last time I saw it listed online. Possibly Pop Psych, somewhere I saw a copy. But that's my entry for today, and I'm keeping it short to be in line with Ron's premise for this video. I have a couple other records already in mind I want to show. I'm betting those records, one of them actually I'm pretty sure is another one that it will be hard to see another copy, because the person who gave it to me, who is a major collector and a major knowledgeable collector, says he has never seen another copy, but he gave it to me. I'll probably do that one next.